Right now, it's a day that Badger football fans have been waiting for. The highly anticipated launch gave fans the opportunity to check out the new look Luke Fickell-era Wisconsin Badgers. We hear from fans who attended. But first, a local school district responds to criticism about how they handled an incident in one of their locker rooms. And a bowling alley's fundraiser aims to break the stigma around mental health challenges and suicide. That's all coming up at 10. Thanks for joining us tonight. We begin tonight with a developing story out of Sun Prairie. The district today calling some accounts of an alleged locker room incident last month ill-informed, inaccurate, and incomplete. The district statement comes after the conservative Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty, or WIL, sent a letter to the district alleging that a student who identified as transgender exposed themselves to a group of female students while showering in the Sun Prairie East girls' locker room. In the letter, WIL claims administrators failed to inform the school's Title IX coordinator and failed to contact the girls' parents after learning about the incident. In a statement today, the district says it spoke with students and families involved after the incident was reported and took steps to ensure something similar doesn't happen again. The statement reads in part, "We know it is easy to blame schools for events like this when people are outraged. The simple truth is that this incident should not have happened, but it did, and the district addressed it long before the recent publicity." And Oregon police have arrested one person on charges related to drug possession and are looking for another person after a high-speed chase through the village of Oregon. Around midnight in the 400 block of North Burr Oak Avenue, an officer stopped a 40-year-old driver from Madison who allegedly provided false identification information. The officer was about to have his canine sniff around the vehicle when the driver took off, leading authorities on a high-speed chase, blowing a stop sign. When the suspect and their vehicle were found in the 100 block of Walnut Street, Oregon Police Canine Archie detected a white powdery substance and drug paraphernalia. The driver was arrested and tentatively charged with eluding, bail jumping, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Police are still looking for a passenger who fled the vehicle. All right, let's get a look at your first warm forecast with meteorologist Jacob Montesano. Jacob, how you doing out there?
Well, it is still pretty cold, but overall the wind is not really a factor at all, so it's not too bad out here, although when it's April 22nd, you like it to be a little bit warmer, but unfortunately, we're not seeing that. Now, current radar is still showing some isolated rain and snow showers, very light, and this may continue throughout the night and into tomorrow morning, but similar to today, we're likely not going to see any accumulation with the snow showers, but unfortunately, it is going to remain cold. Now, here's a look at the current temperatures, 37 in Madison, upper 30s for much of Dane County. If we take a look out a bit further, there are portions near the lake and scattered portions that are still in the lower 40s, but all of our area will drop into the 30s, maybe even into the 20s during the overnight hours. And we're not the only area dealing with the cold weather. Here's a look at frost and freeze bulletins. A lot of freeze warnings, freeze watches, and frost advisories to the south of us. And pretty much all the United States is going to be well below average, especially east of the Rockies. And tomorrow, unfortunately, is going to be kind of a rinse and repeat forecast from today. I'll have the details coming up later in the show.
Jacob, thank you. This afternoon, Camp Randall was filled with eager football fans as thousands happily returned to the stadium to watch the team's annual spring practice, also known as the launch. McKenna Alexander was there and shares how fans are ringing in a new era of Badger football.
Bucky is back, and so are his fans as crowds filled Camp Randall Saturday for the team's annual launch. In 134 days, crowds of Cardinal and White will once again file into Camp Randall Stadium for Wisconsin's home opener. But when it comes to cheering on their team, every Badger fan knows that Big Ten's annual schedule is nothing more than a date on the calendar. Saturday afternoon, Camp Randall Stadium was once again filled with the sounds of cheering, smells of concession food, and the best sight of all, the Badgers returning to the turf.
Welcome to the launch, everyone!
While it may be too early in the year to jump around, fans are still jumping at the chance to cheer on the Badgers. And what better way to do so than by attending the team's annual open practice?
It's springtime, so we're heading for a new brand of football, so we're excited, aren't we?
While the launch typically consists of a team practice, this year the Badgers instead opted for a scrimmage lasting roughly 2 hours, with the team persevering through on and off snowfall. And when it comes to fans, they're just as dedicated, proving that wintry weather will never keep them from cheering on the Badgers, especially as the team enters a new era of coaching.
I'm so excited. He seems like a great coach, and I'm sure this team will just get 10 times better.
There was more to the launch than just the team scrimmage, though, with stadium gates opening 2 hours early for the Badgers Kids Combine. There, kids 12 and under were able to test their athletic skills with several fun sports-related activities. Saturday's launch will hold fans over until September 2nd, when the team faces off against Buffalo in Wisconsin's home opener. For News 3 Now, this is McKenna Alexander.
Admission for the launch was free, but fans still had to register for a ticket online. As always, the event drew plenty of interest, with over 20,000 tickets accounted for by Wednesday. And staying with sports, the Bucks take their talents to the Sunshine State, where they will play the Heat in Game 3 and 4 of the Eastern Conference playoffs tonight. Bucks hoping to stay in the win column. Jordan Reed joins us now with more.
Yeah, in Game 2, the Bucks showed what they can do even without their go-to guy, and tonight they would need to play with that same grit and mentality because Giannis was ruled out of Game 3 with the Heat because of his lower back injury. Well, the first bucket of the night, it belongs to Drew Holiday. The Deer keeping a slight lead for most of that opening quarter. But then Jimmy Butler and company start cooking. 19-0 scoring run in the first half, plus a solid showing from their bench. Bucks drop Game 3 121-99, and Miami takes the series lead. Now in just a few minutes, I will break down the game. Plus, we got more from Wisconsin football's The Launch, so stay with us.
Jordan, thank you. Today, a Westside bowling alley hosted a fundraiser to break the stigma around mental health. The Schregler family lost one of their own, Tony, to suicide a year ago today. They say they wanted to honor his infectious personality and energy by bringing others together so anyone who needs to can start the dialogue around mental health challenges and find the right support.
Creating awareness that this is something that we all deal with, whether it's large or small, all of our families deal with. And once you have awareness, the second piece is we're really trying to create support. We want support within the community. We want support within our families.
Proceeds from today's event went to Journey Mental Health Center. If you or a loved one are struggling, you can call the nationwide Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988. When it comes to cancer, everyone knows it's all about catching it early. SSM Health held free head and neck cancer screenings in Madison today in hopes of helping people do just that. Braden Ross reports.
Speech therapist Sarah Simon has seen the impacts of head and neck cancer firsthand.
I work with head and neck cancer patients, working on swallowing rehabilitation in particular.
Now she wants to help her community avoid them.
It's a passion area of mine, an area that I specialize in at the clinic, and I thought teaming up with ear, nose, and throat doctors, medical oncology, radiation oncology to provide a free screening event to the community would be a great way to give back.
Simon and SSM Health hosted a free head and neck cancer screening event in Madison today.
We're just really excited to promote awareness of these cancers in the community and provide the event to hopefully bring people in.
It's an event people like Troy Flume were happy to take advantage of.
I'm in my mid-50s. It's just something that, it was free and I should be screened for this to see if there's any problems.
You will meet with a provider for a brief 5 to 10 minute screening with education, discussion of risk factors, and then a non-invasive physical exam, looking at the mouth, the throat, and feeling the neck.
Open up, say ah.
Ah. Didn't hurt. There was no, it was just nice and easy, and it's good to know that I don't have, there's no problems.
Flume says for him, getting screened is all about peace of mind.
It's very important to get screened. Like I said, it gives you peace of mind that you don't have anything wrong. If you don't, and if you do, then you get it taken care of.
For News 3 Now, I'm Braden Ross.
And if you couldn't make it to the screening event today, Simon says you can always check with your doctor and watch out for any of the usual head and neck cancer symptoms like trouble swallowing, sores that just won't heal, and rapid weight loss. Meanwhile, in Verona, the police department hosted Drug Take-Back Day. Multiple agencies across Dane County partnered together to offer the anonymous, no-questions-asked way to dispose of medications. Needles or pressurized items were not accepted. After collecting, the meds are boxed up and sent to another state to be incinerated to stay out of the environment or the wrong hands.
Unfortunately, pharmaceuticals are having trace amounts found in our water treatment plants, so we're trying to mitigate that. And then also to get them out of people's medicine cabinets so they can't be abused potentially.
There will be another countywide drug take-back day on the third Tuesday of October. And still ahead on News 3 Now at 10, the world is celebrating Earth Day, but many say it's even more important to fix the problems man's created on it. Plus, Jacob's back with a check of your first warn forecast right after this.
Arby's, 2 for $7. Every day, a classic, a favorite, an Arby's legend. 2 of those things for just $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made the ultimate sacrifice. Why should you have to continue to do that? Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. And once again, you're called upon by your family to serve and protect. We want you to know we are here to support you. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin, with benefit approvals being issued to veterans in just days, not months. It's not easy to ask for a hand up, but we are clear in our mission. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat, power, or water again. 833-WISC-VRAP. That's 833-947-8727.
For over 30 years, Denver Mattress has been crafting factory direct mattresses with innovative design and unrivaled quality, improving the sleeping lives of millions of people one night at a time. And during the biggest sale of the season, save up to $800 on Purple mattress and adjustable base bundles, plus get a $300 free gift. Check out the Summit Firm, only $332.49, or get a Doctor's Choice Firm, now just $664.99, plus 3 years no interest and free shipping.
Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. Call today for free information.
Call 800-550-5543.
This may sound strange, but you've been here before. You were here when this wrench was turned, and when this line was drawn. Oh, and when this stitch was sewn. You inspired the Lexus ES to be, well, more you. So thank you. We hope you like your work.
Lease the 2023 ES350 for $479 a month for 39 months.
Find out what factors drive the decision to open and close the Beltline's Flex Lane. Get a look inside Wisconsin's nerve center that monitors and controls the Flex Lane and keeps an eye on roadways throughout the state. Thursday at 6.
The snow held off long enough in Verona today, allowing for a fun-filled Earth Day celebration. Bradger Prairie County Park was the place to be for Dane County Parks and SSM Health's Healthy Parks, Healthy You celebration. Families got a chance to enjoy face painting, swing from trees, and even take a test drive in an all-terrain wheelchair.
We were laughing this morning because it's a perfect day because we said we were planting flowers in the morning and we were going to go snowshoeing in the afternoon. So it was perfect.
The event was free and attendees could bring home a free American cranberry bush shrub to add to their garden. And Earth Day was founded in 1970 to increase awareness about environmental issues. But 53 years later, many say there's still plenty that needs to be done to fix our planet. And they point to the problems happening now as proof. Elise Preston explains.
On this Earth Day, Southern California residents are flocking to the parks and the shores. But for many beachgoers in Los Angeles County, taking a dip in the ocean is not an option. On Thursday, 250,000 gallons of raw sewage spilled into the LA River and traveled downstream, forcing 7 miles of Pacific beaches to close.
That is very sad. And I hope people respect the sign.
From contaminated water to severe flooding, Utah's record snowpack continues to melt, triggering floods and landslides like this one that cause houses to collapse overnight. And in the Midwest, the Mississippi River is still rising due to increased rain and melting snow, inundating neighborhoods. And Environmental activists around the world blame the unusual weather patterns on climate change. And they say lawmakers are not doing enough to stop it.
It is really important. It is our future.
From peaceful protests to ancient rituals to planting trees, like this event in New York City, people doing their part to protect the planet.
Mother Earth is here, is going to continue to be a part of who we are, and we have to ensure that we give it the treatment that she deserves.
Despite posted warnings, some people are still getting in the water. These beaches are expected to be closed until midweek. A sour note on Earth Day. Elise Preston, CBS News, Long Beach, California.
And with that, let's get a look at your certified firstborn forecast with Jacob Montesano.
Yeah, and one of the shots in that package was actually from Prairie du Chien, and here's a look at the flood warnings from across our area. Now, unfortunately, all the flood warnings along the Mississippi River are in effect indefinitely, so there is no end in sight to those flood warnings. Now, the flood warning near Portage, that flood warning is in effect until April 27th, and the good thing is that we are going to be relatively dry over the next 4 to 5 days, but we could see some more rainfall by the end of next week. But here's the 3 things to know. We are going to be cold again for Sunday, unfortunately. More light rain and snow is possible, especially early Sunday, likely going to dry out by the evening. And as I mentioned, we're going to be relatively dry Monday through Thursday. By the end of next week, we could see some more rain. But I'll talk about that a little bit later. Here's a look at the current radar. Most of those light rain and snow showers have cleared out, but as I mentioned, we're going to see more tomorrow. Throughout the night, we are going to be mostly dry, maybe some very light lingering showers. It is going to get cold, though, with low temperatures in the lower 30s, possibly even upper 20s for some locations. And then we'll see some more light snow showers continuing for the morning, maybe even afternoon, but most of the snow and rain showers will be early. And then as we get into tomorrow night, we're actually going to see the skies clear up a bit, but the temperatures are going to be just as cold, if not even colder. Lower 30s, upper 20s is the forecast for tomorrow night into Monday morning. So unfortunately, we are going to continue to be very cold. Now, looking a little bit beyond that, here's Monday evening, or starting Monday evening. By the time we get to Tuesday morning, there is the chance for some light rain, but other than that, we're not going to see a ton of rainfall next week until we get to Friday. That's when we could see some more storms move into our area, but this is also still several days out, so it's still unclear just how the system will develop, but a lot of rain is possible to end next week, and unfortunately, that may cause the flooding conditions to get even worse. Now, here's a look at the low temperature forecast for tonight. Lower 30s, maybe even upper 20s for much of our area. And then high temperatures tomorrow will be very similar to today with highs in the 40s. As I mentioned earlier, tomorrow's forecast is just kind of a rinse and repeat from today with those light rain and snow showers and very similar temperatures. Now, by the time we get to Monday, we are going to see temperatures a bit warmer with highs potentially reaching the lower 50s. It also is going to be partly sunny. We're not expected to see any precipitation. And throughout next week, the temperatures are going to slowly rise up, but they're going to struggle to get into the 50s. Excuse me, the high temperatures are up here. They're going to struggle to get into the 60s. They could get into the 60s by the end of next week, but once they do, we do have those storm threats for Friday, maybe even Saturday, but mostly Saturday and Sunday will be showers. We could get into the 60s to start the week after, so there is some good news in the forecast, but unfortunately, it's pretty far in advance. But at least for much of the work week, it will be relatively calm, not too windy, and for the most part, we'll see partly cloudy skies. So when the sun is shining, the temperatures won't feel too bad. And as I mentioned, even right now, you know, the wind, when I was out there for first weather, there was no wind, and it didn't really feel too bad. Now, obviously, it's not ideal, but overall, most of this week is not gonna be too bad with the 50s and relatively a good amount of sunshine.
Hey, it's the Midwest. It won't be so bad if it weren't for the wind, right?
Yeah, and at least we do have the 60s coming kind of a bit into the future, but they're expected, so let's just hold it out just a little bit longer.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Thank you, Jacob. And few of us have time to make one of those delicious Sunday sauces where the tomatoes and other ingredients simmer all day long. Instead, we grab a jar of store-bought sauce for a quick pasta meal. But with so many marinaras, which ones are the best and taste for nutrition? Consumer Reports tried more than 3 dozen varieties to reveal some favorites for your family.
Jarred tomato sauce is so popular, most grocery stores feature shelves upon shelves offering a myriad of marinaras. How do you know which brand is best? That's where the expert testers at Consumer Reports come in. They just checked out 41 store-bought tomato sauces.
When we're tasting tomato sauces, we're looking for a bold tomato flavor and well-balanced herbs that are fresh tasting. And we don't want any one ingredient to be overpowering all the others.
Not surprisingly, brands with tomato puree or tomato paste as the main ingredient tended to score lower for taste. Also not surprising, the pricier jars tended to offer tastier sauce. When it comes to nutrition, tomato sauces can be healthy.
So a healthier pasta sauce will use olive oil as its main type of fat, which is heart healthy. It'll have minimum to no added sugars. And the one thing you want to watch out for is the sodium content.
CR's top sauces deliver on taste without overdoing it on sodium. Both the Silver Palette Low Sodium Marinara and Victoria Low Sodium Marinara are, you guessed it, low in sodium. And they also have no added sugars. If you want a sauce that's closest to homemade, tasters said this Rouse Homemade Marinara delivers. For garlic lovers, try Lydia's Marinara or Cucina Antica Garlic Marinara. And if you prefer a basil hit, consider this Monte Bene tomato basil sauce. One final tip, CR says you can jazz up your jarred sauce by adding ground meat, mushrooms, onions, fresh basil, and even wine. This is Teresa Panetta.
And you can head over to our website for a video that shows you how to enhance the flavor of your jarred sauce with herbs and other add-ins. Well, Miami takes the series lead. Jordan shows us where things went wrong for the Bucks tonight, next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
This is how legends are made. Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or current Chevy owners get $37.50 total cash allowance on all 2023 Silverado pickups with a turbo high-output engine. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
How do we decide what hotel to book? Fear not.
I got you. Choice Hotels has a hotel for every type of stay.
Like a comfort with the kiddos. Spacious.
That's what they all say. Stay twice and get a $50 gift card when you book direct at choicehotels.com.
Alien tape is strong enough to hold this fishbowl on a moving car. Just peel and stick and make anything stay in place quick. A wooden shelf, a basket to glass, rugs to the floor, and so much more. Alien tape sticks to brick, pavers, marble, tile, plastic, even leather. Nothing works better. Alien tape secures in seconds, then twist, pull, and rinse to reuse. You're dying to try it. Here's your chance to buy it.
Call 1-800-490-1347 or go to tryalientape.com. That's 1-800-490-1347.
There are so many things we take for granted. So many things. And along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for their survival for granted too. The elderly, disabled, the veterans, people on limited and fixed incomes, or folks that lost jobs in sectors hardest hit during the pandemic. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? Some people just can't come back. And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind, struggling to keep their heat, water, and power on. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our heat, water, and power providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Join the Circle of Life at the Lion King. Experience the world's #1 musical. Don't miss your chance to see The Lion King, one of the most awe-inspiring productions ever brought to life on stage.
Coming to Overture Center May 11th through 28th. Tickets on sale now at overture.org.
This month, all Core-Tech water-resistant flooring is on sale at Surgenians. We offer the largest Core-Tech selection in Madison. Take advantage of unprecedented sale pricing with 12-month financing. Local, sustainable Surgenians.
the second game in a row, the Bucks are without their go-to guy. You know, Giannis was ruled out for Game 3 against the Heat because of that back injury that he suffered in the series opener. Now, this series came to Miami tied up at 1. The Bucks are fresh off that double-figure win. Now, not even 4 minutes into this game, Drew Holiday showing off his range. Knocks down his second triple, breaks up that tie. Chris Middleton is going to cash in just minutes later to make it a 4-point game with the Bucks on top. Then they go ice cold, and Miami takes full advantage. Jimmy Butler drives and stuffs for 2 of his 21 first-half points. And with that, Miami goes on a 19-0 scoring run. They head into the locker room with a 13-point lead, are 12 of 19 from deep in that first half. It's a tough hole for the Bucks to dig themselves out of. They fall 121-99. Middleton led with 23 points. Holiday had 19. Game 4 of this series is on Monday with tip-off at 6:30. Well, the countdown is over. It's officially launch day for Wisconsin football. The Badgers battled each other and the elements at Camp Randall Stadium in their highly anticipated open scrimmage, The Launch. That gave fans a chance to see Luke Fickell's new-look squad in action. Now, there's a couple familiar faces on the sidelines. Nick Herbig and Keanu Benton hanging out with the defense. But now on the field, it was 11-on-11 play with the offense rocking red jerseys while defense sported white. And during the 2 20-minute halves, a couple of Badgers found the end zone, and it comes as no surprise. Braylon Allen, he's one of them. But stealing the show today, it's got to be the defense. Ricardo Hallman headlining it with 3 picks, and it helps Team White take up the spring win 33-24. Rough stretch for Wisconsin softball. 5 straight losses heading into Game 2 with Nebraska. We head to the 7th. Badgers are down by a pair of runs with 2 on. And it's Katie Keller with the answer. Sends it through to right, brings home both runners. After that error at third, tie game. But not for long. Kayla Conway is able to get that go-ahead with a ground out. UW snaps the skid with a 4-3 win. Series wraps up tomorrow. First pitch is at noon. Brewers looking to bounce back from Friday night's loss against the Red Sox. It doesn't take long for the bats to get going. Second inning, William Contreras already on. Brian Anderson is going to bring him home with a ground rule double. But the 1-run lead, it only holds until this next inning. Rowdy Tellez drives deep and homers for the second night in a row. 2-run shot for his 7th of the season. And the Brewers hold on, move back into the win column. 5-4. The rubber match is set for tomorrow at 1:10. You got Corbin Burns on the bump. Second round of the Invited Celebrity Classic. Jerry Kelly making moves on the leaderboard this afternoon, up 15 spots thanks to a 5-birdie outing. Just 1 bogey on the day, and the Madison native is tied for 7th, sitting 5 shots off the lead. I know we talked about that earlier today and couldn't see it, but he actually was in the bunker, chips it up, and it just drives right into the hole. Wow. He couldn't even believe that he made it either. So, I mean, props to him because that was probably a very hard shot to make.
Definitely, very hard shot.
I know. And we were working on our golf terminology earlier, so yes. we're gonna keep doing this each
Bunker
time.
means sand.
Yeah.
I know that now.
Yes, it does.
Thanks, Jordan. We'll be right back.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
Make a move in the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Like the CR-V and Accord, with available hybrid powertrains designed for more responsive performance and more advanced tech. When you drive a Honda, you're driving with the 2022 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. Get moving and find the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Community is helping each other, making sure your neighbor is taken care of. At Lake Ridge Bank, community is who we are. We take pride in being a community bank, strengthening relationships and investing in the places we come from. It's why we are who we are. Lake Ridge Bank. Go far, go together.
Turn on Bionic Spotlight Extreme 360, the motion-activated home defense light that looks just like a security camera. It detects even the slightest motion and automatically triggers 6 ultra-bright LED high beams. Call or go online and order your Bionic Extreme 360 for just $19.99. Plus, get free shipping on your entire order.
To order, call 1-800-501-5956 or go online to buybionic360.com. Call now.
How can you make a difference in the world when there is so much need?
Be a mentor.
Young people need a positive role model to succeed and navigate life's challenges. Think about someone in your life who helped you get where you are today. A mentor assures young people that someone cares and makes them feel like they matter. Learn about mentorship opportunities in the 608 at unitedmadison.com/mentoring. Brought to you by Fearing's Audio Video Security and United Madison.
Wow, would you look at that?
It's beautiful.
He even remembered the napkins.
Wow. That's our boy.
So proud.
There's a deal for every sunrise at McDonald's. Try one of our tasty bagel sandwiches like the steak, egg, and cheese bagel, sausage, egg, and cheese bagel, or bacon, egg, and cheese bagel.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
Join me in the 608 weekdays on News 3 Now this morning.
Y'all like spaghetti sauce?
Yes, I do. I mean, honestly, who doesn't? And it was funny because I was in our control room whenever you were talking about the jar sauce, and I'm like, I do all those things. I add different things into my jar sauce whenever I have to whip it up. So.
Really? What do you add to spice? What do you add to jazz it up?
Add a little bit more garlic powder, some oregano. Ooh. Yeah, sometimes sometimes fresh garlic. So you gotta just gotta mix it up a little bit.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really a cook, so don't ask me what I put
keep
in
the
my
jar
sauce.
just as it is.
Just as is.
It's a good day to stay inside and eat spaghetti.
Yes.
Yeah, and tomorrow will be too. Here's a look at tomorrow's forecast. We're going to see temperatures only in the 40s, like I mentioned. Rinse and repeat from today's forecast. With that light rain and snow, the temperatures are going to slowly warm up throughout next week, but they are going to struggle to get to 60. Some storms by the end of the week, but it will be better to start next week.
That's a spicy forecast. We'll see you later tomorrow morning. Good night, everybody.